Daniel.
And I'm Saga MC.
And this is the Scuffle, episode 6. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Saga?
I'm good. I'm good.
And now we're talking about fights. Fights. Oh my goodness.
Right.
No, yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because we haven't done the Scuffle in a minute, but I'm so excited to come and start the new year with this. And fight week that just happened is kind of insane. It's kind of insane. I still trying to process the whole thing, but how do you feel about the fight week that just happened?
Well, dude, I mean, it's fucking amazing for MMA sports. Like we ended, December on a high. And then we're just waiting and then fucking delivered already. So the beginning of the year is already fucking crazy.
Yes.
Yes. So, and that's just in like the beginning of the fucking year.
It hasn't even really gotten even started. It's so insane. And so if we start the week that was right, the lull you're talking about, we had the high and then we had the almost, it seemed like forever, but it wasn't. It was just a few weeks. Anyways, we're back with this amazing fight in Holloway versus Qatar, right? And that was a masterpiece. I mean, I'm speechless. I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to say because it gave me chills. It gave me goosebumps. I haven't seen I've seen fights like this, but since the Weili Joanna fight, like I haven't had goosebumps like that in a long time,
I mean, even though it was one-sided almost, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a fucking crazy battle.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like hats off to Qatar because he fucking didn't go out. He didn't go down. Like he was in it. I mean, and it wasn't that he was even trying to just stay alive. Like he was still throwing and he just absorbed a fucking gang of fucking hits.
Well, it's just so crazy because you're talking about absorbing a bunch of hits. Holloway set records upon records upon records of significant strikes landed. Those had to hit something, and the something that was getting hit was Qatar. It's crazy that man didn't go down. He's a beast. He's a savage. It's crazy that it could be that one-sided, and I'm still looking at Qatar in a better light. That's what's weird to me. It's like his stock didn't really go down after this fight, I don't think,
No, but I mean, to his point too, like to paraphrase what he said, he's like he doesn't want to be known for that guy. Like he has heart and he took a beating, like the guy who could just take a beating, obviously,
Right.
But he took one. Like he took a fucking beating.
Well, so what do you feel about stopping it early, that fight? Because if fights like that could change a fighter. We've seen fighters go through sports like that and they're not really the same afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe the ref or maybe the corner should have stopped that fight maybe a round or two earlier, or are you okay with what happened?
So I think it comes down to the corner in this one. I think the ref was fine not stopping it. I think it was up to the corner whether they were like, hey, you know what, live another day, live and fight another day. Like he got you. He's gotten you, like let's just close it out. And it is what it is, but of course you don't want to go out like that. A lot of people like to die on their sword, on the shield, right?
Yeah.
So like it's one of those, like I don't think it was stopped. I don't think it should have been stopped. If anyone would have and should have stopped it, it should have been his corner.
So I completely and totally agree. I think if it should have been stopped, it should have been on the corner, not the referee. Because the referee, the referee to stop it needs to see not a one-sided fight. He sees one-sided fights all the time. He needs to see someone not working and just getting bombed on. But Qatar, every time that the ref would ask him to, hey, let me see some work, throw something back, Qatar would start throwing. It was just crazy to me. Like Holloway was like a ghost.
A demon possessed.
He was a hologram. He was just like a hologram. Like every punch was so crisp from Qatar, and every time, it was just like slip and barely slipping. Like boom.
And even when he wasn't even looking, he's talking to his to the announcers, dude, to the fight analysts. The rookie came to play.
Yeah. No, because they were saying something about his box.
Qatar. Qatar had said that he's a rookie when it comes to boxing.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And that's why
But it wasn't just that. I think one of the announcers said that something about like not his boxing, something about like, I don't know, like Qatar being, something about their boxing, being in question or something like that. And I just, he starts looking and he's like, yeah, I'm the best boxer in the UFC. I'm the best boxer. Not looking at his opponent, slipping punches and still throwing a right with not looking and hitting the target.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy because this, I mean, a lot of people were saying it too. Like, this is like one of the best Max Holloway fights, or the way he had presented himself in this one. And to me, it's like
the best.
Arguably, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
The best.
Like, off the top of my mind, I would put this one. But I'm thinking I could go back and be like, ooh, maybe.
Not on numbers. Not on numbers,
no,
man.
No. Not on the numbers, no. But what's crazy is like,
crazy.
This is the guy who lost his belt twice?
Silly.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe the first one.
Yeah.
But the second one, it's hard for me.
Yeah, but Max has gotten better, as Dustin Poirier, as McGregor. Like, they have gotten better, and the way Max Holloway has gotten better has been so crazy. If you notice in his last few fights, the way that he fights is still Max Holloway, but it's like tailor-made, custom made for that fighter that he's fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very similar to like Stephen Thompson does that. Like, he's still Stephen Thompson, but he fights very tailor-made. You see the intellect in the way that he's fighting.
Yeah.
And Max Holloway, I don't know if I've seen a fighter in that good of a flow state.
Oh, he was in his bag for sure. Yeah.
Where they're just like in a flow state. Dude, everything Qatar was hitting like this was just missing. He was right in front, just missing everything. It was kind of insanity. I was losing my mind. Like, every time I kept pointing, like, wait, he missed that one. No, wait, he missed that one. That was an attempt. He missed that one, because he just kept missing. That was just so insane to me.
It was freaking nuts. And what's crazy about that also is I forgot now what I was gonna say, but it escapes me at this point. But it was just a dominant, fucking amazing performance. Oh, that was what it was. That he said that he doesn't even spar as hard as he normally, like, to just be like, why, save your chickens. Like, why get hit that hard if you don't need to? You already know how to fight.
Yeah.
And I was just like, geez, like, master. So hopefully he gets another title run. I know he said he wanted just big fights or whatever. But if he gets another title shot, I mean, it's well deserved,
It is very well deserved, because all this stuff that we're going on and on about that performance, about Max Holloway, and about any performance of Max Holloway for that matter, but this performance especially, we're going on, and it's just crazy. He didn't even spar. It's like, what the?
And then he made a dude who is who boxes.
That's what I was gonna say, is like Qatar is a monster. The dude he's not like an unranked tomato can. Like, the dude isn't a tomato can you can kick. Qatar is a monster. No one wants to fight Qatar. The dude made him look like he was in second grade. How? I mean, I thought Holloway was going to win. I just didn't think that he was going to show this much of a gap between, like, the greatest fighters of all time and then, like, I guess the even better than that fighters of all time. I don't even know what to call Max Holloway now. Qatar is one of the best fighters in the world at the moment right now, and he just made him look like a kid, like he was like a ghost in there. I don't know, like, he had magical powers. He was definitely in a flow state. In a flow state. I'm the best boxer in the UFC. I'm the best. Pointing down, almost like when he did with Ricardo Lamas when he pointed down in the last 10 seconds and he like points down, like asking him, like, you want to meet in the middle? And Lamas also being a gangster was like, all right. And then they both just started swinging. Oh my goodness. Holloway's so dope. I hope he gets.
I've always been a fan,
like you're saying. And then before we got the McGregor fight, right after that, the Holloway fight, we get Chiesa versus Magny, which was pretty entertaining. It was pretty entertaining. I don't know. Who did you have winning before that? Before the fight?
I had Magny.
You had Magny winning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I had Chiesa winning.
Yeah.
I had Chiesa winning that fight. I had him winning by tap out though. So yeah, I didn't think it would go to decision, but yeah.
I thought Magny could have done it, but hey, you know.
Yeah, it was an entertaining fight. It was good. I thought I just knew Chiesa was gonna. I don't know. I thought now being a commentator, I thought he was gonna fight a little bit different, kind of figure out Magny over Magny figuring him out.
Okay.
I thought it was likely, and it.
Yeah, it wasn't a shock.
Exactly.
You know, like I wasn't. Yeah.
But it was also a toss up too, in that Magny's a beast. You know, Magny's
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know about how I felt about that call out for Covington. It kind of was a little cringy, you know.
Yeah.
But at least he's trying. I'd rather have a fighter try with a call out than not try. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it has to have some basis, you know, like something that they can go back on the reel and say, hey, in a prior comment or something, he had mentioned them, you know.
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree.
Doesn't hold as much weight, you know?
Yes, I agree. I think, obviously storylines, it helps fight. And if there was some sort of basis there. And obviously in a best case scenario, you call out best cheese. In the best cheese scenario.
Oh, I thought you were saying a best like Chiesa scenario. No. Get it?
Yeah. Someone cut the Chiesa. And in a best case scenario, the person that you call out is who you're going to get. So if I know I'm fighting this guy and I know that you're my next fight, like most likely my call out's probably going to be you, because it shows people want to see it. It's probably most likely going to happen. And it shows power. So like I called you out, and not only do I know I'm gonna get you, but like I'm gonna get you. So then when my call out has power, like, oh man, Daniel's calling out power, and then he gets Saga. Like after calling out Saga, he gets Saga. So it's kind of like that thing. You want to call out people that you're gonna get. You know,
or if you're not gonna get them and have no prior like experience with them, at least make it good on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like a Chael Sonnen. You know, I'm not, like Chael Sonnen, I know is your guy, you know.
He's undisputed.
But
undisputed champion of the world.
But Chael Sonnen made it like, oh shit, I didn't even know he wanted to fight that guy or had beef with him, but I want to see it. You know, like he was just good on it, on the mic.
Because and he's the whole reason we have a Conor and we have all this, Covington's, because he was the first to do it, but he was the pioneer in that. But he knew that storylines make fights, and I can plant the seed here. You know, with my promo, he knew how to cut promos.
But to Chiasa's point, like him saying, I don't remember if he had just tweeted it or if he had actually said it. But he's like, yeah, the whole stick that you had is over because Trump is not president.
He said it. Yeah,
he said it, right? Okay, yeah. So like, it makes sense though.
I want you, boy.
Yeah. See, that's like,
get out of here.
I like the first part of it.
No, and then it was worse because then he walked out in the wrong direction. So then he was like trying to find the way out of the direction of the octagon.
Yeah, see, like you have to make it good.
It looked weird. It looked so funny because it was like he said this like, "I want you, boy," and he like walks to the side, and they're like, "No," and they're like, and then he walks the other way, and they're like, "No, it's that." It's and they're like, "Oh,"
like, well, maybe he didn't want to call him out. Maybe he was just confused. Yeah.
It just looked funny. It's like, oh man, that's not as badass as
exactly.
I thought it was gonna be, but at the same time, it's like I do kind of want to see that fight stylistically, like Chiesa on the ground, and then Covington with his boxing and his wrestling. You know what I mean? Probably second only to Kamaru Usman, you know what I mean? And so I don't know. Stylistically, I think it's a good fight. I mean, who else? Magny's top 5. Chiesa just beat him. Covington's 2-1. You know what I mean? Like this is the guys that you have to start calling out. The list starts getting smaller and smaller, right?
For sure, you're closer to the top. So I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with that. But then it led into the great card that we had. The debut of Michael Chandler, the McGregor fight. It was an amazing card, amazing card. That was a good one. Here, I'm gonna pull it up.
So yeah, like I mean, the main started with the strawweight, right?
Yeah,
Rodriguez versus Ribas, right?
Right. That one, yes. And I had Ribas winning that one.
I did too.
I had her winning by tap out.
So I think I don't know what I had her winning by, but. I mean, I guess you didn't see it, but like, dude, I felt that was a bad stoppage on by Dean.
Oh, like, I don't think it was a bad stoppage. I do not think.
I mean, he ran in and was like, whoa, whoa, almost fell on you, and then like backed up. And so the other, like in my mind, it's like, why are you in this area?
I agree with you.
If you're not stopping.
And I agree with you. I don't think it's the best stoppage, but I wouldn't describe it as a bad stoppage. And this is why. When you're in the octagon and when you're a fighter, when you're in the back, they specifically tell you when you're wrapping your hands and when you're getting ready they specifically tell you, the ref comes back there and he tells, it doesn't usually, I mean, especially in the UFC, but they'll tell you, and it's one of the things that they tell you is, do not stop until I physically grab you and pull you off, not contact. A lot of people think it's contact, but it's not contact. It's when I grab you and pull you off, or like completely and totally get in your way. So he did, yes. Could he have done better? Yes. I think maybe don't trip over the fighters, right? Duh.
Well, so maybe it wasn't that. No, but I mean,
hands didn't touch the back.
No,
nothing.
And and I get it that she should have, made it aware that, or she should have been aware that, okay, is it done? Is it for sure? Like what is it? Masvidal always says it's super necessary to keep punching, right? So and I get that. So that's on her, right? But like to run in and be like, whoa, I almost touched you. And as the fighter's walking away, they're like, oh, you were coming in to stop him. Obviously, that's on her for not continuing. But at the same time, like, what are you doing there?
No, I agree.
You're saying like
what I'm saying is this is more of a mistake than what I'm about to say, and even what I'm about to say is still acceptable because it's on the fighter, like you said. So if I'm a ref and let's say blowing the whistle is what decides me stopping the match, and you know that, and then I start going like this, like.
That's a little different, though.
Okay, maybe don't do that, Daniel. Maybe the better thing to do that is not that. But Saga. But you're right. Maybe for me to be a better ref, I shouldn't act like I'm about to blow the whistle. But I told you in the back, you keep going until I actually blow the whistle. And
but then it becomes. It becomes a game of Simon Says now.
But it doesn't. That's why that's why they say, I might trip over you. I might touch you. But the absolute is when I grab you and I pull you off. The absolute is when I say, stop the freaking fight. So, and that didn't happen. From the outside, especially, I would see more of an outsiders because they're in the fight. They're looking down, whatever. But so for us, it looked like, whoa. Because it looked like he's tripping over. Yeah. But if you look, there's like very little to no contact with the fighters. It just looked like he got close, which a better move. I'm not disputing that. A better move would be to back the hell off.
Unless it just looked a little sus to me.
Yeah, because what I'm saying, my criticism to it was that you looked indecisive, and to the fighter, it tricked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and that happened, right?
But see, like, given his track record, because he's done other prior, iffy calls, so that's why to me it's like another one.
Yeah, but
like,
but it only seems like another one because he's so good. Watch. If you look at if you look at the numbers, his mess ups are so little compared.
But he's been in the game so long as a ref. Like, trust me. Yeah, I get it. Not like was it Mazzagatti or whatever? Like,
oh my goodness, he was horrendous. He was horrendous.
Yes.
But now
it's not like that. But
Herb is probably one of my favorites.
No, for sure. I like Big John.
Yeah,
Big John, man.
Best. He's the greatest.
Yeah,
he's
even the dude with the handlebars.
Oh yeah, that dude's great. What's his name?
Forget his name.
I forget his name. Beltran? Is it Beltran? No, it's not Beltran. It's something else. But Keith Peterson is good.
Yeah.
The other guy. There's a bunch of other guys that are good. But the stoppage was good, right? She went in, she finished her work, and then she finished her.
I'm just saying, like, in that split couple seconds, that could change the outcome of the fight. Like, what if she got her wits and just became like a Lieben? Like I always mention a Lieben, but like someone who's like, oh, I'm back, and then just fucking,
Yeah, but okay.
It could have happened. It's rare. It probably wasn't going to happen, but obviously didn't.
And it still would have been on the fighter. It's kind of like the I don't know. I just feel like we can point to many other examples. That's why they point to the absolute, because they know that there's a lot of accidents where sometimes the ref may bump into you, where he's not trying to stop the fight, but he may bump into you, and it may be even lighter than that, or he may look like he's about to jump in, like.
But why are you doing that? Why are you looking like that?
No, I know. Why are you doing that?
Dancing.
Yeah. So a better ref, right? Technically, a better ref wouldn't do that. Wouldn't be like, oh, whoa, oh, wait. Yeah. A better ref wouldn't do that. But that's not technically wrong, right? It would be wrong for the fighter to be like, oh, he's going like this, so I'm gonna stop every time that he does that, and then get knocked out. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's why
it takes away. It's something else to focus on. Is what it bothers me.
I agree. I think he could have done a better job in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Fight, but I don't disagree with the stoppage. I don't think there was a stoppage. I think there was the
lack of
the lack of exactly. But then the next fight was what is it, Muradov? Yeah, Muradov and Anthony Sanchez, which was a banger. That was it was great. I loved it.
You could tell that like Sanchez was he was just not finding his spots. He just wasn't, You
know what sucks about Sanchez is I like the guy as a fighter, and it's funny that you say that he wasn't finding his spots, and although you say that, he's improved.
No, I know that. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like even more disheartening, because it's like, oh, I'm improving, and then it's like, fuck, man.
Yes.
Now I get pushed back,
Exactly. And you're like kind of like, oh man, because I was looking at it as like, man, like this is the improved Sanchez. Look at him. He's like picking his shots. He's just not finding it as it's just not succeeding, but he's better than I've seen him before.
And so it's crazy because when he finally connected, then other dude's like, okay, I see your punch.
I'm good. Yeah.
I raise you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it was over at that point.
It was over, man. It was over. But that dude, I had him winning in the second, but
I had him. I think I had him winning too. Yeah.
KO. So that was good. But then the next fight was a fight that I was looking forward to. I've been looking forward to this fight. I don't know if you were looking forward to this fight. Several reasons.
I was down. I was down for it. Yeah.
One of the main reasons, Joanne Calderwood versus Jessica Ai, and one of the main reasons is I'm not really a big Jessica Ai fan, and she finally recently admitting what I've been saying a bunch of times, and she's fine because obviously people called her out because she's been saying and going on this rant for a bunch of times ever since she's been missing weight, or she missed weight, and then people criticized her, and she was all broken down and like, why do women break down women? And then, but little do they know that just the year before, 2 years ago, there was this other fighter who missed weight by like half a pound, and she was like, you're unprofessional, and tore her down, and so then and was basically a bully. And so then I don't know, it's just I've never liked her since it's okay if you broke her down, but then to come over here and then when it happens to you be like, no, we shouldn't break people down, and now I realize that maybe we shouldn't. Like, okay, dude. Like, I don't know, that it just comes off wrong. And Joanne, and then she starts accusing Joanne Calderwood because Joanne Calderwood has this like very soft voice.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like, unassuming. She's so unassuming.
Yeah, and she's just like, oh, like you always try and play this like nice little girl, and it's like, what? When has she done that? I've never.
Yeah, that's just her voice.
Like her voice. Yeah, like what are you talking about? So I don't really like Jessica Ai. So I had Joanne Calderwood winning.
So did
I knew she was actually going to win, but I was like,
that was the thing. Like I didn't know if it was going to actually happen, but dude, she put it on her, and
she did.
Like at first it was weird because even the commentator said it's like it looks like she's closing her eyes.
Yes.
Like when in the clinch. Whatever they were,
It was not in the clinch. It was right when they were engaging in the clinch. Like when they would clash. Like right when they would clash, she'd like squint and
like she had something in her eyes.
Yes, it was so weird. And
that's why I was like, oh, here she's gonna get dropped, dude. Like you can't see the fights if and if you can't see the fights come, the punches coming, you're done. No. And I think Jessica did good to start, and then it became a 10-9 round.
Yes,
for fucking Joanna, right?
Yes,
and then it just was just 10-9 the whole way,
Yeah, she just started dragging it out, and And I thought that Joanne could do it if it with her striking. If you know, even though Jessica Ai was strong, I thought Joanne could put it on with volume, and she did. And I was so happy.
And she was just I was just absorbing a lot of damage.
Yes, so she was taking it. I was just hoping that she would stand, and I didn't think she would. I kind of on my bets and on my verdict stuff, I put Joanne Calderwood, but I wasn't totally sure. I'm so glad that she pulled it off. And I'm so happy because then, you know, I don't know. I feel like, you know, there you go.
Oh, good for her. Yeah,
good for her. You know, and then we'll see what's up. But now, you know, they're calling for the title shot. What do you think about that? No, right? I don't know.
I mean,
impressed. I just think there's no one.
It's one of those things. Like she could try for it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, is she going to succeed? You know, is she going to succeed? No. You know. But I mean, fuck it. Like everyone has a fighter's chance, right? And I mean that's good for her marketability.
Yeah.
If she's able to perform well, and also her bank account, right? So.
It's true because you still get the championship purse, and again, you could have a performance like Qatar or like Joanna against Wei Li, where your stock doesn't really go down even if you lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, and again, she was humble and she was like, I mean, yeah, I want a title shot, but if they want me to fight 10 other girls before that, then I'm down. So
I just like this Calderwood. I like.
Yeah. So based off of that, like if I was a promoter and I'm like, damn, like she's down regardless, I might throw her the bone and be like, you know what, fuck it, like you didn't do the I deserve it, I want it. You're like, I'm here to fight, let's fucking put me wherever, you know. And so I'd be like, you know what, fuck it.
That's what Holloway did after this last fight. He's like, because they asked him about the title, and he's like, you know what, because he knows he won that last title fight. He knows he won that last title fight.
And the thing is, he's arguably the best in that division.
Yeah, so like, he's done. So he's done trying to prove it.
No.
Yeah, he's done.
You know, so like, now he's like, hey, fuck it. Let me cash some checks, put on some great fights, legacy, I'm out. You know?
That's cool. And I'm down with that. That. And that leads us to our next fight, the co-main. And this was insane. And obviously, we were texting back and forth before this fight started happening. I was telling you how I was indecisive because like I love the Hangman.
Yeah.
But USA and Chandler, I told you how I switched my pick last minute, and I was because I thought.
Go for it.
I was gonna say how like my brain was telling me Hooker, right? My brain, like the numbers that I was crunching was telling me Hooker, but Michael Chandler, I don't know. Back when, for some reason, Instagram was more organic, and you'd have like your profile public, you'd get a lot of people that you didn't know could watch your story. And you'd be like, whatever.
For sure.
Michael Chandler and Derek Brunson, for some reason, their accounts would watch my stories. For some reason, I was following them too, but it was weird. They would follow my stuff. And so I've been following for a long time, and I've been following Chandler's career before that, even, you know.
Yeah.
But it's weird that was happening, you know. And then I don't know why, somewhere along the line, but now only people that you follow only watch a story. It's like less organic, you know. Anyways, I've been following for a long time, and I told you how I was like, but he's my guy. He's like my American guy, and I've been going for him in Bellator. He was the guy that I would go for in Bellator.
Yeah.
So like now he's over here, and he's the new toy in the UFC. I don't know.
I just thought the reach and the weapons were going to be too much for him, and that didn't happen at all. Like I don't even think if Hooker did anything
at all. No, like, it didn't happen.
Like I don't know what. Like Hooker was in the fight and then he was sleeping. Like it was over.
He Mike Tysoned him, and you know, and that's what Chandler did. He just Mike Tysoned him, and you know why he was, and you know why, because he was sitting there, and you could see that he was just trying to get off. You know what I mean? Like he was there, and he was just like, "Come on," because I know in my head, the second we get off, you're screwed. And so that's
why, like to me, that punch. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was telegraphed, but it just seemed like that's what was gonna follow.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, Like to me, I don't know where Dan Hooker was, like what he was thinking was gonna follow after that. That I don't know if it was a feint or a miss. I don't remember, but. Like it was
a feint. It was like a feint, and then an overhand.
He went, right. He like moved and
or it was like a straight, and then he faked the takedown, and then the overhand. It's something like that. It's like.
But it just seemed like there's no other place there's no other place for that to land but your face. Like,
so it's funny that you bring that up about like how did Dan Hooker, who's so intellectual about fighting too, especially, you know, not see that such I was even thinking before that when Chandler started looking frustrated, I was like, oh, Chandler just wants to throw. He just wants to throw. Like he knows.
But that's his weapon.
Yeah.
He'll wrestle you, and then if not, he'll knock you the fuck out. But
bomb. Yeah.
So if you have the height and the reach,
keep him
away. I don't know.
But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because he Mike Tyson him. And I'm not just talking about how he fought. Yeah. I'm not talking about the like boom. Like I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about he Mike Tyson them from Mike Tyson, like how Mike Tyson walked in the room and you already lost when Mike Tyson looked at you, you know, and you didn't even start the fight. I think that's what happened. Because if you noticed,
I didn't get that vibe.
Dude, did Dan Hooker not look like and maybe I'm reaching, but did he not look not the same swag that the Hangman has? I mean, the whole reason I don't really like Dan Hooker, like compared to the other fight, like I like McGregor, I like other I like Dan Hooker, but really what I like about him is his swag about fighting. You know what I mean? And I felt like this particular fight, when I saw them in the back, especially when I heard Chandler say, vessel of violence. I am a vessel of violence. I was like, dude, it doesn't matter who he's in there with. Bruce Lee. It doesn't matter who Tyson. He's gonna knock that guy out. And that's why I was like, I'm okay with this change now. I'm okay with this. Because when you saw him getting there, you saw in his eyes, like, no one is beating that dude.
It was weird because Dan in the embedded seemed like a killer.
He did.
You know, in the press conference seemed like, oh shit, okay.
I agree.
You know, and he's like, it's just weird. Once he got out there, I don't know if he just didn't feel good or just wasn't feeling. Who knows?
But it didn't seem, or did he not seem like that embedded? It didn't seem like the same swag. Like I don't know.
And that's why, like, I want to bring that up in the next one, but about the next fight too. But staying on topic, it seemed a little off, and you know, I think he threw a couple leg kicks. You know, didn't really. You could tell he wasn't the aggressor.
He wasn't. But that
and and then it was weird because Chandler was frustrated, you know, and then it seemed like in my mind I was like, oh shit, like I thought Chandler was gonna lose at that moment. That's what I saw. I was like, oh dude, he's not feeling it.
Yeah.
And so the Hangman's gonna get into his groove and pick him apart, but no, there was no picking of any parts, just fucking knockout.
But that's what I'm trying to say about the Mike Tyson is that I felt that he not got in his head, but Mike Tyson, he was like, dude, I'm fighting Chandler. And Dan Hooker kind of didn't fight his Dan Hooker way. He fought the way Chandler wanted him to fight, which is basically backing up and Chandler just coming and rushing you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I thought he Mike Tyson him in more ways than one. Since before coming in the ring and then in the ring, he the style that he used. And USA, man. USA.
And so he called out Dustin, Conor, Khabib.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
I love it, man. That promo was sick. See, now we're talking about promos.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was sick one. That was a sick one. I like that one.
You know, I would be down if he fought Khabib. You know, I'd be down if he fought any of the names he mentioned. But one name he didn't mention that I was like, man, I actually be down for that is if he fought Gaethje.
Ooh.
I think him against Gaethje, I was like, I think I would like to really see that one.
That one would be crazy. Imagine that division is kind of insane right now. I mean, so that leads us to our next fight, right? Which was not a title fight, but it was insane. Of course, it was McGregor. It's the top of the heap according to fights, right? You can't make other fights than a Conor fight. So Conor's fighting Dustin Poirier. They fought once
6 years ago.
6 years ago, Conor smokes him in less than a minute, right in the first round.
Yeah.
And puts Dustin away. This is the rematch. And so
I mean, Conor's my guy. I had Conor. Dustin's cool. I have no problem with Dustin. Dustin is great.
Yeah.
I just thought Conor is on another level. Conor sold me on him being in another level, not just with his words, but his prior fights, you know, especially the cowboy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and you know, you're gonna see something special. I was like, fuck, okay, right. Now, him walking out, for sure, I was like,
something's different.
He doesn't look the same. Right. And my wife pointed it out, and I was like, her negativity is fucking changing the flow of the fight. I blame her, right? But she's like, dude, he doesn't look the same. He doesn't, and she just kept saying it over. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, man, he looked like he fought when he fought Khabib. Where he was back. No, I thought he looked like that, because when he walked out on the Khabib fight, I was like, I don't know, man. He doesn't look like that Conor, you know, like the.
Yeah, but that Khabib was forcing it. That Khabib, that McGregor was was putting on an act. I felt like
exactly.
But this one wasn't. This one he was like Dan Hooker. Like he was like kind of like didn't look like the same swag. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that he was forcing this one too. But it just wasn't right.
Off.
Yeah. I was like, that's not the Conor that fucking wins.
I agree. You know?
And so yeah.
But that being said, so I just got into this debate with the homies, you know, earlier, but about Conor, and they're saying like, oh, he sucks, you know, and this and that, and it's like, well, first off, he doesn't suck, and second, in that, because if you're saying he sucks, then you're saying Dustin sucks.
Yeah, you're saying
that's my problem.
Aldo sucks.
Yeah,
you're saying fucking who do you beat?
Eddie Alvarez,
sucks.
Chad Mendez,
sucks. Like everyone who's ever fought sucks. Yeah, Dennis Seaver.
Sucks. Max Holloway sucks, and all these guys suck. Like, no, they don't suck, and so he doesn't suck, and so that and not only that, but in the
you can't be a champ.
No,
and suck.
No, but in the fight, Dustin could have got knocked out. I mean, I know
the first round was all Conor.
Yeah, but
most Conor.
And I don't even attribute it to the first round was Conor, like how you're saying, like not point wise. I'm saying Dustin actually got rocked a few times. So
yeah,
that could, and I know the could have, would have, should have, almost. I get it. But what I'm saying is, it's not like he didn't belong in there. He almost put Dustin away. It wasn't like he was off to the point where we're like what the hell is he doing in there?
Yeah, he didn't get picked apart until the second round.
And even after, he still almost won. He was still fighting back. He only lost in that second that he lost. When Dustin smelled blood, that's when he lost.
I poured it on.
Obviously the leg kicks, and there was other exchanges before. But what I'm saying is, right when he saw him hurt, you know, with the legs, the leg being hurt, and he saw that Conor didn't have the space in the back, you know, because of the octagon, and he smelled blood. Dustin kind of finished his own exchange. He got him, and Conor kind of just gave up, and then was done. He didn't really box back. It kind of seemed like he pour it on.
I don't think he let him, but I think that leg was, like he said, the leg was done. Like he couldn't even put weight on it. So,
it was over. You
know, someone's bombing on you, and you're like trying to stand. You're like, fuck. Oh. You're like more worried about the leg, you know.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is he, even that being said, there was moments before where the only reason we're talking about this is because Dustin didn't close his eyes in those moments that he got knocked like
exactly. And it was crazy because in that first round, a couple of those shots that Dustin took, in my mind, I was like, dude, he is gone. I was like, Dustin is gonna get out of here. Like there was, and even when he threw one back, right? He threw a shot at Conor and hit Conor. And he's like, he did this point, right?
And he points.
But it seemed so childish and so like nervous. Like to me, it looked nervous. Like, see, like it just seemed like like I could do it too. Like,
I'm here too. Like
you know. And when he got like overhands and he took him, he's like, okay, like it just seemed like he was like, okay. Even in the conference, the press conference, and my wife was saying like, oh, Dustin looks like he's just gonna get beat because the way he was talking was just like
But everyone saw that. Ally Quinta saw that. I saw that. Everybody saw it. It looked like
that's what I'm saying. Like
giving him the bag, like the keys to his house.
Yeah, like he was just happy to be there in a fight.
Yeah.
You know, I want to thank him for putting it on and
but now now I realize what happened. Now I realize watching these interviews, watching how Dustin has been saying he's like, I don't want to fight. He's literally said like, I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
And me thinking that's a bad thing, and then watching these press conference, me thinking that's a bad thing. Now it clicked. All of that, him saying I don't want to fight, him looking like he's giving Conor the keys to his house before the press conference. That's actually a good thing. And you know why it's a good thing? Because he doesn't give a shit. Like he's doesn't want to fight. Like he's seriously here just because he's clocking in. And so like sometimes, you know, they say, hey, you know, that's a bad thing. Maybe Dustin has learned to turn that into a good thing. Like, hey,
well, he has stated that he doesn't give a fuck anymore what people think.
Right. No, but I mean, I think he doesn't even care about the fights anymore. I think he
I don't think that.
Not that he doesn't care about the fights. Obviously, he lives, breathes, and sleeps his opponent. You know, I'm not saying he's like I don't care about fights, not training, nothing. I think he just doesn't care what people think and isn't doing it for the fight game anymore. He's doing it solely for a job, like solely to put money in his pocket. You know what I mean? Like that's really what he's doing now. And yes, you have to win for that to happen. And he's a savage, and so he's going to win. But what I'm saying is that's what's really happening. You know what I mean?
See, to me, I have a different take on it. I feel like he's one of those guys. I think, and maybe not so much in the other fights, but I think for this one, he was nervous as fuck. Mm-hmm. Like my thing is like, this is the dude who slept me the first time. Okay. I'm in a position to elevate, hopefully, to another title shot, you know, against maybe
champion.
Yeah. Right. But obviously he already knew it wasn't gonna be a title shot. Right.
Right.
But he's like, I might fight the guy who choked me out the first time. Right.
Yeah.
Conor is Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Big superstar, you know? And I think he was just kind of in that like you know, you've done this when you're about to perform, you know, this is what you live for. You love to perform and stuff, but you feel like shit, you know, like you still get the like you're gonna throw up, you know, you get those vibes.
Yes.
Until you're in there.
Yes.
And then you're like,
and then you feel good.
Until you find that moment where you're like, I'm in my zone.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable. And I feel like that's how he was, at least for this fight, where he was just like, dude, I'm fighting the guy who beat me. I can hear him talking. He's right there. Everybody doubts me. I obviously don't doubt myself, right? But this is huge. You know? This is huge. I think this is on the same level as the title shot, because this is avenging a fucking loss that changed your whole trajectory.
And it's I agree with everything that you're saying, and you know, and yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's just it's crazy that you're talking about like, oh, this is on the same level as a title fight and stuff like that. I was debating with one of my homies about it being the price that it was.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, not for a title fight. I'm not paying for that. And I was just thinking like, what? But a McGregor fight trumps the title fight. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like in terms of like hard hands, like you know what I mean? A Conor fight is the top of the fight. Like that's the top. I mean, before this, it definitely it's the fight, and still it's the fight to make. To have Conor on the bill is
for sure
is the fight to make. You know what I mean?
It's not. It's one of those I can understand if it was like, I mean, and no disrespect to any of the other fighters, but if it was like a Dan Hooker Chandler, I wouldn't be like, I mean, great fight, and I want to see it, but it shouldn't be that price for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not a knock to their skills.
Right.
It's just the mystique and what comes with that person of a Conor McGregor being the headliner.
Yeah, but I just think they're Conor haters, or like the homies I was talking to, they're just Conor haters. So then they're like, what, Conor fight? I'm not paying for that. It's not a title fight. And I try to tell them, I was like, name me a time that you've seen a bad Conor fight. Not really any.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't win.
Even if he doesn't win, it's a great fight. And so that's what I was saying. I was like, name me the times that you've seen a bad title fight. The list is really long. So that's what I'm trying to say is like a title fight, like that doesn't, just because it has a title on the line, for me, it's like styles makes fights. Like I want to,
for sure. Yeah.
I'm a fight fan. Like a title doesn't, like that doesn't make a fight better for me or not. You know what I mean?
It's just usually the person who has the title.
Yeah.
Is someone who of
is
importance.
A dope, badass. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So it's like by coincidence, but that's not the defining factor. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You and I have seen many fights that are just even the free ones, and we're like, this shit's a fucking banger. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, we've even seen fantastic headlining title fights with Adesanya and Yoel Romero, and they were not good. And that fight was not good. I mean, I'm pointing to that example, but that wasn't a good fight, and that was a title fight with a headliner, Adesanya. So it's like we know Conor is not a title fight, but is even higher than what that fight would be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And this fight was entertaining. It was fantastic.
It was, and I mean, oh man, I was disappointed. I mean, again, Dustin's awesome. I really was hoping Conor was in it to win it.
I was cheering.
Yeah, I was not, man. I was like,
that's what we were talking about. We were talking about that right before when we were texting.
Yeah, I was like, dude, he got a couple. Like, he wasn't checking the calf kicks as much, and then all of a sudden, I was just like this. At some point, I was like, oh no. Like, I was like, yes, because he was hitting him, right? He was hitting Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin didn't go out, and I was like, oh no. Mm-hmm. Oh, another kick to the leg. Okay. Next round. Okay. Oh, yes. There we go, Conor. Ooh, that leg kick hurt. And I just felt it closing in. The room was closing in. I was like, Conor, you got to get the fuck out. Get him out of there.
The paths to winning start closing. Like at first you have like so many paths to winning, and then you're like, wait, no. And then you're like, you're not gonna win this.
Nope. It reminded me of when he fought Diaz the first time.
Oh, right.
He was just hitting him. We're like, dude, this was gonna kill him. He's gonna take him. And then you're like, wait, no, oh no, he's out of gas. No, get out of there. Yeah.
No, and
I mean,
it's crazy, but for me, this was Apollo Creed and Rocky. I mean, I couldn't help myself. Like my body. I'm a Conor fan, and I love Conor. I'm a Conor. Yeah. We're both Conor fans, and we'll.
But are you really?
Man, I'm a fight fan.
No, for sure.
By coincidence, I love Conor because I love fighting. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love mixed martial arts. But I mean, for the sport of fighting, like that was an amazing fight. I don't know. And I love Poirier too. I love Poirier. Obviously, if I had to choose, I'm more of a Conor fan, but I'm also a Poirier fan. Even before they fought the first time, I've been a Dustin fan. So I've loved him for a long time. And then Conor came on the scene. I became more of a Conor fan or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've always liked Dustin. In this fight, I had Conor like you. I had Conor because in the first fight he smoked him in the first round. I thought yes, Conor has improved, Poirier has improved. The thing that people are missing is that in that first fight there was a gap, and so that's the problem. Is did Dustin do enough? Yes, he has improved, but is that improvement enough to not only close the gap, but surpass that gap? And I thought, no way. A lot
of people didn't. Yeah,
there's no way. And what I'm saying is you weren't really wrong in thinking that the fight was super close. It wasn't. Yeah. It could have gone either way. That's why, anyways.
I mean, are you down to see a third?
I am down to see a third. Yeah, a rubber match. Yeah, for sure. Because I'm a fight fan, and we all know the rubber match should go. Do I want that rematch to happen right now? No, I do not. Yeah. But would I be down?
He can't anyway.
Yes, and he
can't because Conor has a 120-day
suspension.
Yeah, because of the injury to the leg.
Yeah, so he's out for a little bit, right?
180 days.
Yeah, but I could 180 days. Wow, that's months. But I couldn't help myself to start cheering. So I started seeing Dustin start to win and change the tide.
Well, I saw it and I was not cheering.
And I got up and I said, yes. Oh, whoa. And and I'm going for Conor, but I'm just like, I'm so excited. And I'm like, oh my goodness, yes, yes. And when he hit him with that right, when he starts going down, you know, when he starts going down, and then Dustin hits him with that right, like uppercut, like oh, that body shot, but to the face.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it was that.
Well, yeah, you just see him like,
boom. And then he hits him with another one on the on the ground. Oh my goodness. That was just, I started cheering. How do you not? I got up and I was like, yeah.
Because that's like if I had a friend fighting some other dude and then I was like, oh my gosh, did you see how that fool knocked you the fuck out? It was beautiful. I'd be like, I can't, man. No, it was awesome, but
it's not the same. We're not the friends with any of these guys.
I'm Conor's friend.
You're not Connor's homie. You're not Connor's homie.
He texted me. I texted him. I was like, hey man, I know you don't want to talk.
I retweet him all the time.
Yeah, we're cool. We're very cool. Yeah. No, but so here's my thing. And this is another reason too, because I'm a huge fan of Conor, but I also wanted to see him and Khabib again. And I know people are like, nothing probably would change, right? But I don't know, you know, because I think the first time Conor was on that such a big layoff, that affected his game. You know, you just had $100 million or whatever the crazy amount. Now you're gonna fight for a title. Yeah, you want it, but not like the 100 million you just got. You know,
right?
And so I wanted to see, and he lasted the 4th round.
He did.
Gaethje, end of the first, right, or second, right? Second round.
No, and Conor arguably won a round against
exactly. So I was like, yeah, let's see if he's legit back in the sport. I think he has obviously a better shot, right? Yeah. But I mean, this clearly doesn't put him in that category now.
Yeah, and it's funny because people were saying that you know how you were saying like, oh, it wouldn't have made a difference. No, it would have, because, and we know it would have, because Khabib made a comment, and Khabib's comment proves that it would have made a difference.
Yeah,
because his comment was, I'm far levels beyond any of these guys. I'll beat them.
Yeah,
and meaning, if Conor would have showed that he's levels far improved above Poirier, that could maybe would have been like, maybe you're right, maybe you are.
Well, he was watching. He said he wanted to see something.
That's what I'm saying, and he didn't get shown. That's all I'm trying to say, is that he didn't get shown that. And Chandler also agrees with that, and he knows he can, or in his head he's like, I can beat that man. And so he's saying, and he knows. He even said, arguably right now with this one performance, I didn't show him enough. Sure. But I'm gonna keep proving until I show that, like, hopefully that Khabib comes back to face me, because I can beat that man. And so I don't know. I like Chandler, but yeah, I agree. I wanted Conor to win too. Not that I didn't want Poirier to win. I mean, I wanted Conor to win because of the Khabib fight. I didn't want him only to win. I wanted him to knock him out in the first round to show like, hey, I'm coming to you, Khabib, and to self-fight. Now
and that's the thing, Khabib. No, and Khabib even said it. I don't know if this was like, I had seen it recently. I don't know how old it is, but I don't know if it was before or after they already had fought. I want to say it was after, right? But Khabib says, Conor number 2.
Yeah.
And he's Tony Ferguson, interim champ. Always. And like, that's just how everybody else below, you know, but he has it, like, Conor's number 2, like, you know, so I don't know if this was before he fought him or not, but I want to say it was probably after, but
right.
But the fact that he would even say, hey, you're number 2, this dude's an interim champ, and that's it. That's all I have to mention.
Yeah.
You know, because he dusted Dustin and fucking Gaethje.
So look, my homies we're talking, and the homies I was debating with are saying that because they were like, oh, well, we're like, he's done. His time is done.
Yeah, that's another thing. My cousin said that,
Yeah, and I don't think his time is done. I responded to my homies and I was like, his time of being the man, like the guy, the Khabib, the like the top of the guy, that's done. Like, that time is done. And
as of right now.
As of right now, not that he can again, but as of right now, that's done. My homie responds and he's like, he was never the man. And I was like, dude, like the sport literally changed because of him. Like, fighters get paid because of him. Events make more money because of him. The world knows more about the sport because of him.
He was the first person to have 2 belts to allow people to even try for that at the same time.
Exactly. And yes, like, I mean,
after that you have Amanda, you have Izzy, you have Cormier, and now you might have, now you might have Izzy, you know.
And arguably not
And
just,
Cejudo,
but
obviously.
Izzy in the way that he talks, Henry Cejudo in the way that he talks, Covington in the way that he talks. Like all these guys also are because of Conor and are because of Chael Sonnen. Like you have to see that, like whether you like Chael Sonnen or not, you have to understand that he pioneered for the Conor McGregors. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain times, like if you look at it as, that's where you start separating like the actual fight fan versus a fan of just fights. You know what I'm saying? Like a fan of just fights, like, oh, I just sit down and I just watch the fights and I'm a fan of that. Versus the fight fan, like the fan that is like, I am a fan of fights.
All encompassing,
all encompassing. One championship, like every Bellator, like PFL, mixed martial arts. Like I just want to see good, like, okay, because those guys that are just watching the fights, they're just watching the fight. So of course they hate Conor because they only get that annoying moment of Conor and they're like, I'm annoyed by Conor. And so like Conor's annoying, but they don't see the bigger, like, fighter pay is better. Like, and this can literally be correlated directly to his arrival, like him arriving and then it improving afterwards. And then also the personalities that have spawned because of that. Because people,
and not even that. Yeah, you can also go
as on the mic.
Yeah, but you can also go as far as saying like Dustin Poirier's game elevated
because
after
of that.
He took that L.
Oh
Max Holloway elevated after that.
Exactly.
You know? Not to say that they wouldn't have elevated, but they were like, dude,
arguably
this one hurts.
Arguably Khabib's even to beat him up. You know what I mean? And so I'm just saying press conferences are different. Everything is different because of
the sport is different, yes. And Conor is the main reason because of that. So or one of the main, if not main.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that you have to like the guy. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm saying you can still dislike the guy, you know, but you have
to give credit.
Give credit. Exactly. You gotta acknowledge, or else you just look silly. I just think at some points it's kind of like Ronaldo. Ronaldo in his early career, I didn't like him. He flopped all the time. He flopped all the time to the point that the EPL even had to regulate his ass, and they had to like not call his flopping because it was so much. They had to actually, refs had to get together and be like, this guy flops so much. Come on, we all know now. Stop it. Stop calling it. And so they stopped, and he had to mature, right? But even before he moved from Manchester United and matured and went to Real Madrid, the best team of all time. Before he did that, he was in a Champions League final with Manchester United against Roma. And in that game, they ended up winning like 7-1. And Ronaldo at the time was still playing for Manchester United, and I'm an Arsenal fan when it comes to the English league. So I don't like Manchester. I didn't like Ronaldo's attitude. I didn't like his like McGregor-ness. You know what I mean? I didn't like that about him. I didn't like any about him, you know, but that game happened. It's by the second half, I got up. I was watching in my house, and I got up and I just started like clapping.
It's eye-opening.
I didn't know what I was doing. There was not even a moment. There wasn't even a moment that happened on the screen. I just got up and just started clapping because I was like, dude, it's like 4-0 right now. Like I have to shut up at some point. Like
no, it's eye-opening, and you're just like, hey, I have to give credit where credit is due.
You have to at some point. Like if you're going to pose yourself as a student of the sport. If you're going to be a soccer fan where you tune in and you just watch soccer, you're like, I don't like this guy. Okay, whatever. Yeah, because you're only getting that taste. You're only turning into, you're not a soccer fan overall. Same thing with these fights. Okay, yeah, you don't like Conor. And yeah, not, again, you can be a fight fan and not like Conor, you know, but you, again, about the credit and, you know, we have to know what that's due. But segueing into what's next, what do you think Conor should do next? If his time isn't done, what do you think is next for Conor McGregor then?
Well, so the way I see it is he has to see where he's at mentally, obviously, right? And I don't know. His guess is as good. You know, he probably doesn't even really know if he's really that passionate about fighting, gets back on the horse, fucking fight. You have to fight somebody, right? There's a couple names, you know, that he could fight. Gaethje.
Okay.
Tony Ferguson.
What about
even though Dan Hooker? I mean, you know, Chandler. Like, there's still people. I mean, obviously, Chandler might be like, "Yeah, your stock is a little lower, maybe." But even that, like, it's not like Conor's washed.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he's on a 5-fight losing streak.
Yeah, but if I'm Dustin Poirier, I'm fighting Conor again.
You would want to,
yeah,
you know, but obviously for Dustin, it's the title, you know, which
so that's what sucks, right? It's a catch-22 because Conor shouldn't be fighting for the title again. He just got knocked out, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that he doesn't deserve a rematch with Dustin, but I feel like if we're talking about the martial arts specifically, you know, and DC and Ariel were talking about this too earlier today, but I agree with their point is that if they're talking about the martial arts specifically, it should be Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier for the belt now that he beat McGregor, you know. It should be that, you know. I thought it should have been them for the title, McGregor and Dustin.
For sure.
But so, now that didn't happen, it should be Charles and him. But if I'm Dustin, I know Conor shouldn't fight for the belt, but I want my next fight to be a title fight. But I also want to make the most money that I can, and I also want to win. And I know I can beat this dude right now, or at least I feel I can, and I can get the most money out of fighting him, and guaranteed win, and a title shot.
Well, there's anything guaranteed though. But
no, right. But in his mind, he's like a win, the pay, and the belt.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I mean, regardless, 80 days. I mean, Dustin could fight. Yeah, Dustin could fight someone in between that.
Exactly. So Conor's out the picture, right? So then I would say Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler for probably now because of the money and like how it was set up.
But not for a title.
But I would want Chandler to fight someone else, maybe Gaethje first, or Ferguson or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe
there's still notable names.
Or Conor versus Ferguson. Oh man, that would be so freaking crazy.
I mean, that's the thing. Ferguson's stock has dropped after the Gaethje. It's after Gaethje, it was like wow, and then he fought,
and then Charles Oliveira.
And it was just like, oh, maybe not. You know, I think he's fallen further than Conor has. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, but and I agree because what I think, you know, Ray Longo said it best when I've kind of agreed with this for a while, even before he said it, but he said it best, and he said it on the Ken Flo part of Anik Florian podcast. And they have the Ray Longo minute, and so he'll come out on here. But he said something that's really interesting, that Tony has gone as far as crazy will take him, and I agree with that. Like running your own camp and like your crazy exercises and stuff and being crazy and no one can train for that, and it gave you that run that is legendary and will be etched in stone for a long time. Like no one will forget that run, that streak for the interim belt. Sure, great. But I think that's it. People figured it out. Like it's done now. Like
the mystique of that. The hidden gems. Are gone.
Yes, they're gone. They're gone. So now
you can't be selling some trinkets out of your car and say, but look, I got these goods. You're like, yeah, but my man over here told me those are some bunk items. I'm okay.
And I think it's just not selling. Like people don't buy the crazy anymore. Gaethje didn't buy into it. Charles Oliveira didn't buy into it. Like they kind of kept playing their game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think also him getting hurt, I think that also switched everything up for him too. You know, that layoff. Yeah.
Yeah, it changed a lot, but we'll see. You know,
but what I wanted to say though, I think Conor is possibly one, but most likely 2 fights away from getting back into a title picture. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, right? Is that you know, Luke Thomas, who's part of the Morning Combat podcast or whatever.
Yeah,
he tweeted something where he's like, I recommend a reset fight for Conor. Like after that fight, like I don't recommend a rematch, even though he's calling for a rematch. His coach Kavanaugh is calling for a rematch and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't recommend a rematch for Conor. I'd recommend a reset fight. But dude, you just went down a lit. Is there a reset fight in that?
Well, that's the thing. He's like, Conor's in a bracket that there is no reset. He's top 6, fight. Top 5.
Yeah, they're all monster murderers. So
yeah, if Khabib is gone. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's put Khabib out. Obviously, you're not gonna fight him, right? So yeah, you have Dustin, Gaethje, or let's say we don't even put Dustin because it's a reset fight. Gaethje, Oliveira, Ferguson,
Dan Hooker,
Chandler. That's 5.
You said Gaethje already, right? Charles Oliveira.
Yes. I did, yeah. Oh, so that's 5 already.
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Oliveira, Chandler, Hooker, Gaethje. I guess put Tony there if you want.
Yeah, Tony, for sure. Yeah. For sure, put Tony, for sure.
I think Tony's fallen further than Conor. That's what I'm saying, though. I think Conor's above him still.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
again, he can still fight him. Yes, obviously they
it
haven't
not as a
fought.
viable fight. Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
it'll sell a
yeah,
Ferguson to Connor fight. The
yeah.
press conference for that.
Especially
Oh
because
my
both of them
god.
are in losses. They're two
Yes,
losses. You
and
know,
you're
or
right.
not
You're
two,
right.
but they're like both like, are they done?
Yes, yes, you're
Yeah.
right. And they're the press conferences. Like the
Oh,
fight
for
sells
sure.
itself.
Yeah.
Fight sells itself. But what I'm saying is for Connor too, you're looking at the murderer's row, right? And so you're like, if I'm gonna fight a murderer, why not just fight the murderer that I almost beat? Because he almost beat him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost like for me, it's like people are talking about this loss. Yes, he got TKO'd. Yes, yes, I'm
Yeah.
acknowledging that. But it's weird to me because it seems almost to like when they say Tom Brady loses a Super Bowl, one Super Bowl, he loses a Super Bowl, so he's in
Yeah.
the Super Bowl and he
Yeah.
loses, and people are like, oh, he should retire. What? He got to the Super Bowl, meaning that
Yeah.
if he didn't even try, he would get to the playoffs. So like, why are you calling for this guy to retire when he lost
Yeah.
on the greatest stage that is possible? That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is like he almost won. Like it was very, very
Yeah.
close.
It wasn't one sided.
It wasn't one-sided. He didn't get outclassed. He
Yeah.
didn't get outclassed. And so what I'm saying is if he's going to look at a murderer's row, why not look at a murderer's row that might get him a belt and the rematch and kind of avenge
Yeah.
this loss? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? In Connor's mind, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna call for the rematch too if I'm Connor, and if I'm Dustin, I'm gonna accept that rematch because for me it's a win, it's more money and a belt. You know, because
Yeah.
they're gonna give Dustin a belt no matter what fight he fights next. They're gonna give him a belt. They're gonna.
So here's the crazy part.
If
So
they don't give him a belt right now, if they don't give it to him right
they
now,
can't though, can you?
yeah, you can. You can strip it. They did it to Aldo. Remember, they did. They gave Aldo the belt.
I thought he had to fight for it though.
No, he had a fight right after they gave it to him, and then he had the fight. They gave
Yeah,
it to
see,
him
like that
the
to me
fight.
is whack though.
But who else is the guy? Who else?
So that's my problem, right? So this is my thing, right? And I think it's fucked up, right? If Khabib held out only to see if Conor was gonna have this rematch with him, only to be like, you know what, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Because he lost, now I'm gone. That's fucked up. Because to me, I don't like the here you go. Here's a free belt. It's not free, obviously, but it's paid in blood. But it wasn't paid in blood on the day they give it to you. You know, to me, that's my problem because then it makes the belt kind of weak to me. Because it's like, hey, that guy didn't want it anymore. Do you want it? You didn't fight today.
Yeah. But for me, I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. But for me, that's a mark on Khabib, not on the league, not on the guy. Khabib is the one that took his ball and ran away. So Connor saying what he's saying, and even to my homies that are Connor haters or whatever, like Khabib doing what he's doing, that's great. And I also his run and his greatness will be etched in stone, like Floyd Mayweather's. But there is a but. You played it like Floyd Mayweather. You're not a true fighter in the sense of like what Max Holloway just said, where he's like, sign me up for legacy fights. You say that guy's good. I want to fight that guy because you say he's good. And so that's not it. You're playing it safe. Khabib got his greatness and he got to his undefeated record that he wanted. And I'm not saying that there was anybody left to fight specifically. I'm just saying like, if he truly is about the fighting, there are other style matchups that would have been fun to see and just would have added to his repertoire. What I'm saying is that people hate on Conor McGregor because he's been in the ring for him to lose. You know, like he's there, he's losing. He's putting Khabib. I mean, if we really want to get specific, and I'm not going to because then we have to do that with every single fighter, and that's why I don't want to say that Khabib's record is padded, you know, and because everyone's is at the time when they're early, everyone fights guys that you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
it's not till your last 3 fights, 3 fights to the title shot that it's like, oh shit,
right. And so I'm not knocking Khabib for that or his greatness. Like I said, it is greatness that is etched in stone. But what I am saying is that it's kind of like the GSP thing. Like you're claiming you're about the martial arts, but then don't do that. You don't act in that way. And so that's what's really weird to me is like GSP claimed he was about the martial arts, but then refused to go up and down in weight class to really test it until a safe fight came along. Where he could get the victory. And so you see what I'm saying? So it's like those fight, and I'm not saying that they owe it to me to give me the fight that I want to and to put their lives at risk. Of course, like I just said, Dustin should take the Conor fight because for him that's the easiest, safest, and highest paid money. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with what they're doing, but I'm just saying they're doing that, and I feel like Khabib leaving is him playing it safe because he knows you stay in it long enough and you're gonna lose, and you're risking that.
But
even GSP lost, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, yes, mostly it's a knock to Khabib, right? If he's like, oh, now I'm not coming back for sure because of this, right? But it's also a knock to the UFC if you allow someone to dictate that kind of shit. Like, I get it from a business standpoint. Dana's like, dude, we want him to come back, right? But if somebody says I'm retired as the champ, right? In my mind, it's like, you have to let me know for sure. Are you done? I want you to come back, and these are the reasons what can give you these options, hopefully, to come back. But I feel like you have to dot the line or sign the check before they say, hey, like I feel like he should have just been like, you know what, I'm done before this fight.
I agree, but
they should have been.
Yeah. But so saying that, you're already admitting it. So okay. So stay with me. So you just said what you said, that they should have done that before this fight, meaning in your head you acknowledge this fight as it should have been a title fight, like in your head, like the right
only on the merit that this dude said, I am done, I am not coming back.
Of course. And Dana White said himself that, because they asked him about what you said, and he said he's like, basically saying, like, I'm paraphrasing and kind of saying it in my own way, but basically saying, yeah, we should have done that. I'm really the one that was the one trying to hold out for Khabib, because you know how he was trying to negotiate, trying to get him back. So that's not fair to Dustin or to McGregor or to the rest of the league. He basically just said, yeah, that was a title fight, but I was the one that was kind of pretending it wasn't because I wanted Khabib to hold out. So you correct that wrong by giving Dustin the winner of that fight that we all acknowledge as a title fight. You give him the title.
But my problem is this, like, sometimes people fight when there's more to lose or there's something there to gain. I'm not saying Conor wasn't going to lose if the title was actually present, you know?
Right.
But what I'm saying is, I think knowing that this for sure is for a belt versus this for sure might get me the belt is different. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree, but I think that would be such a loss, like, because I agree that's a negative. I'm not disagreeing with you. But to not give the deserved gold belt because of that kind of like little like, that's kind of off. You know what I mean? I think not giving him the belt would be a bigger off, would be a bigger mistake.
Well, I just find it cheapens the quality of that belt.
A little bit, but he still fought and he still put him out. It wasn't like you know what I'm saying?
And I get it. I'm just saying, because I saw when they did that to fucking Aldo.
Yes.
Here.
Yes. Yes.
You know, because that to me is the same as now you made the real belt an interim belt.
Yeah.
That's what that feels like to me. You know?
Yeah, but that's gonna happen in this division because of Khabib. That's gonna happen because he's undefeated. And
but then you don't let that happen, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you're the boss.
Right. So best case scenario, and what should have happened was Khabib retires, strip belt. Next fight, the title fight, and then figure it out. I agree with you, but it
or give him the time up until the fight and be like, hey, this fight is now changed to a title fight.
I agree with you, but it didn't happen. And now, martial arts speaking, ranking speaking,
fight, you give it to the next person. Yes,
winning speaking, it's Dustin. It's Dustin. He beat Gaethje. He beat all these guys. It's Dustin. You know what I mean?
But here's also the issue with that, right? Because that's what they did with Cormier.
Yes.
Right. He got the belt, but he actually I think had a fight for it, right? Because it was vacant.
Not after the second. Not when the
second one.
Yeah, not the second one.
Okay, so they gave it to him. People shitted on it. John Jones shitted on it. Everyone shitted on it, which is dumb, right?
It's so dumb. Yeah.
But I guarantee they won't do that for Dustin. You know,
poop on it.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, well, you got it, cool, because you just won. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of goes with the whole Eagle Eye, fucking Jessica Eye. Like, I'm gonna shit on this until it happens to me, now I'm not shitting on it.
Yeah, I agree. But
not to say that Dustin's doing that, but
right, that's what it's one of those things. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I disagree with you, but it's one of those things that you just don't like. But it isn't necessarily like you can't really.
There's no other answer.
There's no other answer. Yeah, you can't.
And I agree with what you're saying. Who else are you going to give it to besides the guy who just won?
Right. And it's like,
who's ranked number 1 or number 2, right?
How many fights are we just not going to have title fights for it's
you know? But yeah, I just feel it's like it's whack.
Yeah, it should have been. I agree. Best case scenarios, this should have been for the belt. You messed up. You didn't give Dustin the belt, or because if you give him the belt now, the next fight is a title fight. You know?
Yeah, and now he's already defending it.
Yeah, exactly. And which should be. I don't know.
Should be, yes.
It feels weird if he was to go into the next fight and he's fighting for the belt. I don't know. That would feel weird to me too.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
It would feel off. Like Dustin, wait, why doesn't he have the belt? That's weird to me.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Yeah. Interim, at least something like.
Yeah, but then also because it says, oh, how come he doesn't have it already? But then also it's like, well, who did he fight to get it?
Yeah, right.
Well, he didn't fight the champ. He fought Conor. Yeah.
Because you should have gave it to him after Khabib retired.
It's just messy.
Before he fight Conor McGregor, because he had already beat Gaethje, right? So then
it's just messy.
Yeah, it's so messy. But that's what it is, and that's the fight game, and it's exciting. I can't wait for this year because it's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
We'll see if Conor comes back. I mean, it literally depends if he has the spirit and the want and the heart to keep fighting. Or if it's just, you know what, I want some money, or I don't need the money. That's what it becomes.
You know, it's funny. One last thing I was going to mention is that you're talking about like him being in and out of fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you notice that he was standing more in a boxing stance? Right. He wasn't standing like karate. Like, you know, in and out karate stance.
They were mentioning that too. Yeah.
Okay. So, and do you think that was because he was trying to like sell himself for a boxing fight?
I don't think so, because I mean, I think if I don't think that's what would have sold it, because we clearly see that he does a lot more sparring, punching, and boxing, you know. But I don't know, like I don't if he fights Pacquiao, it's not that I'm not going to see it, you know, but it's not something I want, you know. So I'd rather him put his eggs in mixed martial arts and fucking try to get that belt back.
That's what I want. As a Conor fan, I want him to buckle down and really, because I do think he has it. I do think.
Yeah, but we barely line his pockets with the pay-per-view. So like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. We're not the ones lining his pockets and feeding his family. Yeah. In the grand scheme of things. So
you talk about Pacquiao right before we leave. Sorry, but you talk about Pacquiao. Pacquiao just got the fight with Ryan Garcia. Did you hear about that?
Oh no, I didn't. So see, it's gonna be. Yeah. I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Even if he fights him, Pacquiao, then it's like later this year that would happen, because Conor's 180
days. Now he's fighting Garcia.
I'd rather.
It would take a while, but I wanted Garcia to fight Devin Haney or to fight Tank. You know, I thought they were gonna go at it. You know, but I feel like this is good. This is a safer fight, more money and more recognition. More recognition.
Oh, for sure.
You know. With the non-fighters, with the non-fight fans, you know, like more people know Manny Pacquiao than they know.
Oh, for sure, it's an instant name. Yeah,
it's a name. So I'm glad Ryan took the fight. He's gonna. I have him winning. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But man, that was a great fight week. That was a great episode.
I mean, this is gonna be a crazy year of fighting, dude.
This is gonna be crazy. Our episode is gonna be nuts because fighting is gonna be nuts. This was nuts. It's gonna be nuts. But yes, this was Scuffle episode 6. Everybody, I'm Daniel.
I'm Saga MC.
Remember to keep your hands up and protect yourself at all times. Peace.
Later.